Vladimir Putin is no ordinary head of state. His security apparatus is legendary, so extreme, so secretive, that even Donald Trump was allegedly taken aback. Today, we peel back the layers to examine what makes Putin's protection so formidable, how it shapes his power, and why it even earned shock from one of the world's most guarded figures. When it comes to world leaders, almost all enjoy high-level protection, but Vladimir Putin's security is a different universe altogether. It's not just about keeping him safe from physical harm, it's about projecting power and eliminating unpredictability. His protection network is a reflection of his political mindset, one that blends fear, loyalty, and secrecy into a single impenetrable machine. Putin's background in the KGB fundamentally shaped how he views risk. He doesn't see threats as random acts, he sees them as moves on a chessboard. Every flight path, every handshake, every glass of water is calculated. His team plans events months ahead, mapping escape routes, fallback zones, and even duplicate locations in case of emergencies. There's also a psychological layer. Putin's visibility is carefully managed. He appears invincible because he's rarely seen in vulnerable situations. His security forces, particularly the Federal Protective Service, FSO, work more like an intelligence agency than a bodyguard unit. They control communications, secure residences, and monitor anyone who gets close. Even Russian ministers reportedly have limited direct access to him. What makes Putin's system so extreme is its total control over the environment. Roads are cleared. Airspace is locked down. Spectators are screened days in advance. If you're in a crowd waving a flag, you've likely been background checked without even knowing it. Putin's bodyguards, known as the Men in Black, form an unbroken ring around him, rotating in sync so no one knows which one is actually watching him directly. It's protection designed not just to stop attacks, but to control the narrative of power. When you never appear afraid, you never appear weak. Over the years, dozens of stories have emerged about Putin's obsessive approach to safety. Some sound like spy fiction, yet they're backed by journalists, former insiders, and leaked reports. Take his travels, for example. When Putin flies, his aircraft isn't alone. Several identical planes take off in formation, all broadcasting false signals, so no one can track which one he's actually in. The same trick applies on the ground. His motorcades include multiple limousines that peel off in different directions. Even his routes through Moscow are kept secret until the very last moment. During the 2018 World Cup in Russia, local reporters noted that entire city zones were closed with minimal explanation whenever Putin was due to appear. Snipers were placed on rooftops, nearby buildings were evacuated, and trains passing within a mile were rerouted. Ordinary people often found their commutes disrupted for hours, but the Kremlin never apologized. The message was clear. Security comes before inconvenience. Then there's the poison paranoia. After the suspicious poisonings of Russian defectors abroad, Putin's own circle reportedly tightened food controls even more. His chefs travel ahead to every destination. Meals are cooked under strict surveillance, ingredients sourced from verified suppliers, and tasters sample everything before it reaches his table. Even bottled water is sometimes tested for toxins. Inside the Kremlin, the security obsession extends to digital and biological threats. Staff are banned from bringing personal phones near Putin, and some reports claim his security detail collects his used cups, tissues, and even bathroom waste to prevent DNA theft, an extreme measure that underscores his fear of being targeted biologically or symbolically. These layers of control may seem excessive, but in Putin's world where betrayal and espionage are daily realities, there's no such thing as too cautious. So how did Putin's security operations shock Donald Trump, a man used to living under one of the tightest protective details on Earth? When Trump first interacted with Putin, either in person or through summit meetings, he would have encountered a completely different approach to security. The U.S. Secret Service operates with transparency, coordination, and visible strength. Putin's team operates with opacity and fear. Nothing is explained. Everyone is watched. Every step is pre-approved. In one reported instance during a meeting in Helsinki, U.S. aides noticed that Putin's security staff arrived hours before anyone else, inspected every inch of the room, swapped out microphones, and even installed their own communication lines. Trump's entourage was stunned at the intensity. It wasn't just cautious, it was almost territorial. Where Trump's team relied on overt deterrence, armored cars, snipers, secure routes, Putin's relied on psychological dominance. His body language, his silence, even his delay in entering a room are part of the choreography. It's a form of control that borders on performance art. Trump, who values spectacle, would have recognized the power in that and possibly admired it. But there's another layer. Putin's security doesn't just guard against bullets, it guards against information leaks. Trump's world was full of leaks, gossip, and backroom deals. In contrast, Putin's circle is airtight. People who speak out even tangentially are silenced, demoted, or disappear altogether. That discipline might have genuinely impressed Trump, who often complained that nothing stays secret in Washington. While no verified statement confirms that Trump said he was shocked, analysts believe the claim reflects a deeper truth that even someone used to ultimate protection could see how Putin's version of security operates not as a service, but as an instrument of absolute control. The scale of Putin's protection reveals more than paranoia, it reveals a governing philosophy. For Putin, safety isn't just personal, it's political armor. It signals that he is untouchable, unapproachable, and irreplaceable. Domestically, that creates a powerful illusion. Russians see their leader as a man who can't be reached by enemies or protesters. The security barrier reinforces his mythology that he's always in control, always a few steps ahead. It's no accident that state media often shows Putin surrounded by disciplined guards or in isolated, secure environments. Every image communicates authority. On the global stage, this hypersecurity also intimidates adversaries. Western leaders must operate under transparency. Their schedules, health, and locations are public record. Putin's are not. That secrecy gives him a strategic advantage: unpredictability. No one ever truly knows where he is, what he's planning, or who has his ear. The downside, of course, is isolation. By shielding himself from nearly all uncontrolled contact, Putin limits his exposure to reality. Advisors filter everything through loyalty. Critics are kept at arm's length or worse. Over time, this isolation breeds echo chambers where only favorable information reaches the top. Still, from Putin's perspective, it works. The fewer vulnerabilities he exposes, the harder it becomes to challenge him politically or physically. His security is more than a shield. It's part of his brand of dominance, fear turned into policy, control turned into theater. For other leaders, even ones like Donald Trump, witnessing that level of state paranoia wrapped in precision must have been unforgettable. It's not just about keeping a man alive. It's about keeping his image immortal. As we've seen, Putin's security isn't just an afterthought, it's foundational to how he rules. Its depth, secrecy, and integration into state power make it a force unto itself and, yes, possibly even startling to someone as security-savvy as Donald Trump. But shocked or not, it's less about spectacle and more about control of what is seen, what is hidden, and ultimately, what power means in the modern world. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments, which detail about Putin's security intrigued you most? And what other world leaders' protection systems should we explore next? Until next time, stay curious, stay vigilant.